Did you know that many Filipinos working in Metro Manila either choose to or simply have no choice but to live in the province and commute to work every day? For some, that means spending 4 to 6 hours or even more just traveling to and from work. In this video, let's see what that daily commute is really like. So, if that sounds interesting, come along with me and experience it firsthand. Guys, good morning. My name is Onat. Welcome if you are new here, and welcome back if you are a returning viewer. I work and live in Metro Manila in the IT industry. Occasionally, I come home here to Calamba City, mostly on weekends, but I usually head back in the evening on my motorcycle if I have work the next day. Today, I wanted to try something different, at least for me. Instead of going back the usual way, I'm going to commute from here in Calamba all the way to my workplace in BGC using only public transportation. I used to work here in Calamba, and when I decided to pursue other opportunities in Metro Manila, commuting back and forth every day never even crossed my mind. I just didn't think it made sense. It turns out it's a normal daily routine for many workers. When one of my former co-workers told me he commuted between here and Metro Manila every day, I honestly thought he was joking, but he wasn't. And it's not because he enjoys long commutes or being stuck in traffic. For him, living in a big city like Metro Manila is a hassle and an inconvenience. By the way, I didn't really prepare for this in advance. I didn't look up where to ride, where the terminals are, or even how much the fares are. Although, I already know where most of the bus terminals are located here. For now, I'll just ask the tricycle driver to take me there. I work in a secured bay, and we can't really take anything with us when we leave the office, including our work laptops. So today, I only have this sling bag since I don't have many things to bring, and I wanted to travel as light as possible. It rained pretty hard last night, and I was actually expecting it to continue this morning. Thankfully, it stopped for a while. Because of the heavy rain, classes and government offices have been suspended today, so I'm not expecting the usual heavy traffic. Alright, our first ride is a tricycle going to the bus terminal. From there, we'll take a bus to Metro Manila, so that's only 2 rides for me. The fare is only 20 pesos, but you need to wait until it's full, and this tricycle can carry up to 6 passengers. Waiting for other passengers will surely take some time, especially since there's no class today and fewer people are going out because of the rain. So instead, I paid for the whole trip, which cost 120 pesos. That's one of the disadvantages of this kind of transportation, because you have no choice but to wait. If you're in a hurry, you just have to pay for the whole trip. And sometimes that's not very economical, especially for someone earning minimum wage. I'd say I'm still lucky though in this situation because if I ever decide to do this every day, I'm only one ride away from the bus terminal. For some, it's not that simple. They have to take two or even more rides before they can even get on a bus. One person I know does exactly that every single workday. He takes two tricycles, then a van, and only after that can he board a bus going to his workplace. Next, we'll ride this bus that goes to Cubao in Quezon City via C5. We'll get off near Market in BGC, and from there, it's about a 15-minute walk to the office. One disadvantage of taking the bus is that the departure time can be very unpredictable. They don't always follow a fixed schedule, if there even is one. When there aren't enough passengers, you may have to wait until the bus is full before it leaves. But on busy days, the opposite can happen. The buses can fill up so quickly that sometimes there are no more buses available to ride. The bus fare is 125 pesos, so it's almost the same as the fare for a special trip on a tricycle. During holidays or weekends, the trip is usually much faster and can take less than an hour since there's significantly less traffic. But on weekdays, especially during rush hour, the situation can be completely different. You can easily get stuck in traffic for more than an hour, and sometimes the journey can take even longer depending on the traffic conditions along the national roads. And sometimes, even the expressways can experience traffic jams. We're now on C5, which is notorious for heavy traffic. Traffic can already be slow even under normal conditions. So when you're here, you just hope there aren't any accidents or roadworks along the way. Because when something happens, even a minor accident or a lane being closed for road repairs, traffic can build up very quickly. What would normally be a slow journey can turn into a much longer one, and you could end up being stuck in traffic for hours. Alright, we're finally here after more than an hour on the road. I think that's actually pretty quick. I was expecting the trip to take much longer, especially considering how unpredictable the traffic can be along C5. But I guess that's to be expected since classes at all levels have been suspended and government offices are also closed. So there are definitely fewer people and vehicles on the road compared to a normal weekday. From where we got off, it's about a 15 to 20-minute walk to the office, and as you can probably tell, we're already late for work. But considering this is my first time trying this, I'd say the commute went pretty well. Time to go home. I also want to try the commute back to Calamba City, so I'm taking public transportation home this time as well. Tomorrow, I'll just use my motorcycle instead of taking the bus again. Now, heading home from work is generally more exhausting because you're already tired from the day and the waiting time for a ride can be even longer. After spending the whole day at work, the last thing you want is to spend another hour or two waiting and commuting just to get home. Like I said earlier, I didn't do any planning beforehand for this trip, so I really didn't know where to catch a bus going back. I just knew it was somewhere around here, and I thought I remembered seeing buses stop here. So I waited here for several minutes, but no bus came. I also asked someone if provincial buses stopped here, and he said yes, so I believed him. Then I finally realized that buses don't actually stop here. So I tried looking around inside the terminal, and that's where I saw this bus. It's a point to point bus, but the fare is much higher compared to a regular bus. I actually made a mistake because I thought that, like regular buses, the bus conductor would issue the ticket later, so I just headed straight in and got on. I was late to realize that you have to buy the ticket before boarding, so I had to get off the bus, buy a ticket, and then board the next bus. I also didn't realize that there was actually a regular bus further at the back, and by then it was already too late since I had already bought a ticket. And although I eventually realized that, I thought, why not try this point to point bus at least once? And finally, we're moving. At first, I thought I wasn't feeling tired, but once the bus started moving, I eventually felt the exhaustion. And although we were finally on the road, before I knew it, we were already stuck in another traffic jam on C5. At that point, I just thought, yeah, I definitely can't do this every day. This really made me realize even more how lucky I am. Even though I still experience the struggles of commuting every day, what people who travel this far go through is on a completely different level. Alright, we've arrived. But before I head straight home, I'll just buy something to cook for dinner since I haven't eaten yet and I'm already getting hungry. I was actually thinking of just getting takeout, but it would probably still take some time to prepare, and at this point, I just want to go home and get some rest. I'll just get something that can be cooked quickly, So I'm thinking of getting some vegetables and a few fruits as well. I don't want to spend too much time preparing dinners tonight because I'm already tired from the commute. So, all in all, this cost me 114 pesos, which is less than $2. Now, since I don't know where the tricycle terminal is for going home, I decided to just take a special trip again. Okay, so for today's commute, we spent 545 pesos or around $9, which is almost the minimum daily wage here in the Philippines. If we didn't take any special trips, including the premium bus, the total would have been only 195 pesos or $3. But I still think that's a substantial amount if you're doing this every day. Now, guys, what do you think? Would you ever consider spending a quarter of your life commuting to work, or are you already doing it? Honestly, I don't think I could do this every day. The commute itself isn't necessarily that hard. You just have to take a few rides, wait for the buses, deal with traffic, and eventually you'll get to work. But when you do that every day, both going to work and coming back home, all those hours really start to add up. And it's not just the time, there's also the uncertainty, the traffic, the crowded vehicles, and the exhaustion. By the time you finally get home, you still have to eat, do whatever you need to do, and then get ready to do the same thing again the next day. But at the same time, I can understand why people choose to do it. For many workers, living in areas outside Metro Manila can be more affordable than renting a place close to their workplace. The downside is giving up several hours of your day, but in return, you can stay closer to your family. Personally, I think I'm still lucky because I have the option to use my motorcycle when I need to. I still experience traffic and the usual struggles of commuting, but I think that's much better than what I experienced today. So, I definitely have a lot of respect for the people who do this every day just to get to work and provide for their families. It's easy to complain about traffic when you're only experiencing it occasionally, but for some people, this is simply part of their daily routine. Anyway, that's it. Let me know in the comments if you also have a long daily commute and how long it takes you to get to work. I'd be really interested to hear how your commute compares to mine. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.